Traveler, do not sit just yet. If you could, please grab another log. The fire still burns, but the warmth has thinned. And I'll tell you another tale. Silver is not a crown. It is a burden carried openly, and once placed in your hands, it does not wait for you to be ready. Episode 15. The Price of Silver. The badges felt heavier than they looked. Callan turned his over once in his palm, the silver catching the light of the guild hall's torches, clean, untarnished, too new. No one around them spoke. Veterans passed at a distance now, not with disdain, but with calculation. Conversations lowered, eyes lingered, then moved on. Silver changed how space behaved. The center guildmaster watched them in silence for a long moment before speaking again. "You will be assigned immediately," he said. "Silver parties do not idle." A parchment was unrolled across the stone table. The seal pressed into its corner was fresh. 3 days south, the guildmaster continued. A ruin uncovered by spring flooding. Old stone, pre-charter markings. He glanced briefly at Alira. Containment failure suspected. Alira felt the room tighten. "What kind of failure?" she asked. "Unstable focus. Residual bindings, the kind that leaks before it breaks." Silas leaned back slightly. "And when it breaks?" The man on the left answered without hesitation. "It doesn't stop." Callan's jaw tightened. "Casualties?" "A bronze team entered," the guildmaster said. "They did not return." Silence settled. Then Aaron stepped forward half a pace. "Why us?" The guildmaster met her gaze. "Because you've already proven you can finish what others abandoned." "Not praise. Assignment." "You will not be sent to destroy the site," the guildmaster continued. "You will stabilize it, or you will seal it until a higher circle can intervene." "And if we can't?" Callan asked. "Then you withdraw, and we mark the location for containment escalation." Silas huffed softly. "You're sending us in knowing we might fail?" The guildmaster nodded once. "Yes." Silver meant honesty. He said a second document across the table slid. "Payment," he said, "half upon departure, the rest upon verified completion." He paused. "Salvage rights included." Callan didn't look down. "And if we don't return?" The guildmaster voice didn't change. "Then the guild recovers the cost." Erin's fingers curled slightly at her side. The parchment was signed, the badges were clipped into place, and just like that, the room released them. Outside, the city felt louder, sharper. Callan exhaled slowly as they stepped into the street. "All right," he said. "We gear up." They didn't return home first. They went to the shops. Steel was examined, drawn, weighed. A bow with better balance caught Erin's eye. Reinforced limbs, a finer string, the weight just right in her hands. She tested the draw once, then again. Callan watched without meaning to. The way she stood, the ease of it, the quiet confidence in her posture. She glanced sideways and caught him. A corner of her mouth lifted. "This one," she said, lowering the bow. Callan blinked. heat rising to his face as if he'd been struck. Right, yes, good choice. She smiled to herself and turned back to the counter. Callan moved on quickly, focusing on his own gear. He replaced his shield for one with a thicker rim and better bracing, heavier but steadier in his grip. His blade followed, longer reach, lighter balance, the edge honed to a quiet sharpness that promised precision over force. Silas selected his weapons with practiced efficiency, blades meant for close work, nothing wasted. He paid without haggling. Lyra lingered at the edge of the shop, fingertips brushing stone and iron alike, listening rather than looking. No enchantments that scream. No enchantments that scream, she said softly. Quiet ones, grounded. The merchant hesitated, then nodded. I think I have something. By the time they stepped back into the light, the coin was lighter and the resolve heavier. They paused near the edge of the square. 3 days south, Aaron said, scanning the road ahead. Rough ground, limited cover. Callan nodded. We move at first light. The walk home was quieter. Halfway back, Aaron nudged him with a shoulder, just enough to break his focus. By the way, she said lightly, were you looking at me earlier when I was testing the bow? Callan nodded, stumbled. I what? She grinned. Thought so. Maybe next time I'll strike another pose for you. His ears burned. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. Aaron laughed softly and quickened her pace, leaving him a step behind. The moment they returned home, Silas and Lyra went straight to work. Silas was already unpacking supplies, sleeves rolled up, eyes bright. Tonight, he announced, we eat properly, a real meal, a feast. He grinned as he set a pot over the fire. We pack in the morning. Tonight we celebrate what we have earned. Lyra nodded in agreement, setting out bread and fruit, her movements calm and practiced. The hearth warmed quickly, filled the house with the sound of simmering food and the comfort of routine. Callan muttered something about needing air and slipped out back, tools in hand. The yard was quiet in the fading light. He cleared a space near the edge of the property, brushing away debris, setting stone aside, measuring the ground by instinct. A fire pit. Something simple, something safe. Aaron joined him moments later. You're right. He nodded. Yeah, just thought it might be nice one last quiet night before we leave. She studied the space, then smiled. I like that. She hesitated, then added softly, and for what it's worth, I like you too. Before he could respond, she turned toward the stone pile again and began helping without another word. Callan stood there for a moment longer, heart racing, then picked up a stone and joined her. By the time the pit was finished, dusk had settled fully. Silas called them in soon after, carrying plates out to the yard with theatrical effort. Lyra followed with a bottle of wine and mismatched cups, laughter already in her voice. They ate beneath the open sky. Food was shared, wine was poured, the fire crackled low and steady as stories surfaced, half-finished thoughts, quiet jokes, moments that didn't need filling. No plans were made, no dangers named. For one evening, they were not bronze anymore, not silver either, not assets. Just 4 people seated around a fire that had built themselves. On land, they finally felt like home. The flames burned down slowly, and when the night finally calmed them, it did so gently. Tomorrow, the road would demand its price, but tonight, The fire was enough. Silver does not shine for long. It dulls beneath expectation, wears thin beneath survival. But tonight, they rest. Tomorrow, the work begins. And remember this, traveler, the guild does not reward courage. It spends it.